Performing a reaction under an inert atmosphere. Many chemical reactions are sensitive to moisture or certain gases in the air, such as oxygen. It is important to maintain an air-free environment for such reactions by applying proper technique. Setup: round bottom flask, stir bar, rubber septum, clamp, torch, nitrogen balloon, vent needle, stir plate, syringes and needles, spatula, substrate, reagents, solvent, TLC supplies, workup supplies. First, prepare your notebook entry. This includes the date, title, reaction scheme, reaction, a reference, a completed reagent table, and a procedure. Before you begin the experiment, ensure that you have an adequate amount of time to complete the reaction. Read the procedure and estimate the amount of time the experiment will take from start to finish. Pay close attention to the lengths of time your reaction should be left to stir between reagent additions and until the reaction is complete by TLC analysis. Most reactions are time sensitive. Gather all glassware and reagents. Flame dry an appropriately sized flask and stir bar based on the total quantity of the contents of your reaction. Once the flask is cool to the touch, label the flask and add a rubber septum. Fill a balloon with nitrogen and insert into your septum along with a vent needle to allow the nitrogen to fill the flask. After around a minute or two, remove the vent needle and clamp your flask above the stir plate in your workspace. Now, follow the procedure written in your notebook. Usually the substrate will be added to the flask first and dissolved in the reaction solvent, followed by the careful addition of the reagents. Pay close attention to your reference procedure and reagent table so that you add the correct chemical amounts, at the correct temperatures, with correct time intervals between additions. Refer to the video Flame Drying and Purging Flasks and Adding Chemicals to an Inert Atmosphere for detailed instructions of these protocols. In addition, use proper technique outlined in the videos using a syringe and using a balance. Record the time the reaction was started in your notebook. TLC is performed 15 minutes after the final reagent addition to monitor the reaction process. Continue to use TLC until the starting material has disappeared, indicating the reaction is complete. Transfer fully labeled images of TLC in your notebook. Refer to the thin layer chromatography video for detailed instruction. Now record the end time of the reaction. Quench the reaction and follow the workup procedure in your notebook. It is necessary to have all glassware, organic and aqueous solvents ready before you begin. Refer to the workup video for detailed instruction. Filter drying agent. Perform post-workup TLC to begin assessing purity and evaporate the organic solvent with the rotovap. Refer to the rotary evaporation video. Use HNMR to identify your compound and assess purity. Mixtures can be purified by recrystallization, solids, or flash chromatography, oils. In order to proceed to the next step of the synthesis, the compound must be pure and obtained in the best yield possible. Pure compounds can be stored in a labeled vial.